Setting up for your meeting for Facebook Live. I have StreamYard, so let me see if I can stream. Oh. Where did it go? Good morning.
Where did it go?
All right. So let me. Morning, everyone. I hope you're all well.
Good morning. Where did it go?
Oh. So let me. So good morning, everyone. I'm just wondering if people can hear us. Okay, let me go on my phone. There's just some technical things going on here. So bumps to yummies. Hello?
So bumps to yummies.
People can hear us. Jenise, morning.
Good morning.
Jenise, can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you.
I can't. Okay, let me see. All right, can you hear me now?
Jenise, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, perfect. So good morning,
I can
everyone.
hear you.
I can't. Okay, let me see. All right, can you hear me now?
Jenise, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, perfect. So good morning,
I can hear
everyone.
you.
I can't. Okay, let me see. All right, can you hear me now?
Jenise, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, perfect. So good morning,
I can hear
everyone.
you.
I can't. There is a delay. You can hear me again? Jenise, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Turn up the volume. Okay. All right. So we will carry on. Let me just go on the page. This is our first time streaming, so
I can hear you.
perfect. Thank you very much. So welcome. I do apologize, everyone, for this delay. We're literally 17 minutes late.
So I can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So welcome. I do apologize, everyone, for this delay. We're literally 17 minutes late. Perfect. Thank you very much. So welcome. I do apologize, everyone, for the delay. We're literally 17 minutes late. Perfect. I can hear myself. That's why I've gone. I do apologize, everyone, for the delay. We're literally 17 minutes late. Perfect. All right, I think I've sorted it now. Yes. So it's me again. Sorry for technical. You can tell that we're not experts. But hey. So as I was saying, we've been delayed, but I just not to keep Jenise for too long on here. Today it's question and answers, Q&A for mums, and Jenise, our counselor, I'll just leave it for her to, I'll introduce her in a minute for her to introduce herself actually. That we thought that it will be ideal for us to do this session so that mums will be able to, tap in. You come back in the comments. If it's a replay that you're watching, you can just put in the comment in so that we'll be able to get back to you. If you think that it's confidential, make sure that you either DM me directly so that we'll be able to come back to you on it. So I just need to give a disclaimer. We are here as Bumps to Yummies CIC founders and directors. So it's something that we run in East London. We are not associated to any NHS trust, all right? What we do is basically empower mothers with our expertise, guidance, sorry about that. And then also creating a safer community for mothers who are transforming through the pregnancy to motherhood and beyond. So, as the title says, it's bring your concerns, anything that you've had, or I have some questions for Jenise to answer. If you're able to put them in the comment section, I will be able to also read it out for Jenise because she won't be able to see the live on Facebook. So Jenise, if you may go ahead, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, good day, everyone. Like Mary said, I'm Jenise. I'm a midwife, have been for over 17 years, and really just here to help with any questions. I am a counselor, so if you, like Mary said, need any specific questions answered or need to get in touch, DM through to Mary and she'll be in touch with me. But today, we're just here to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.
Okay, so I think one of the first questions that have come through was in relation to if you've had a birth plan or preference statement, do you think it was acknowledged by those caring for you? So what would be some of the expectations, Jenise, if a mother poses that question?
All right. So the first thing that I would look at is, in formulating your birth preferences, was it done with your midwife? And if it was, hopefully by 34 weeks, this would have been done. And you would have had your partner, if you have a partner or a husband in with you, and or family members or friends. You'd have sought advice, you'd have done your own little research, you'd have listened to stories, if you had the opportunity to, from other family members who has been through pregnancies or friends, and you'd have thought, okay, this is how I want my birth to go. And I know that we moved away in the world of midwifery from a birth plan to using the word preference, because sometimes if we hold within us this word plan, if it doesn't go according to plan, sometimes there are feelings of failures or it didn't work, I didn't work, and you feel very distraught and hold lots of negative feelings around your birthing experience. But if you have preferences, this is what I would prefer in an ideal situation. If something didn't go according to your preference because we factored in several different eventualities, then it's okay. I think you deal better psychologically with that because you were prepared for, if this were to happen this way, then this is what I would prefer. But if something went along another route, then I know the different options that might be posed to me. And so, you don't beat yourself up as much thinking, I have failed. I have not had the birth that I planned. You've taken into account things that can go wrong or go amiss. But at the very end of it, we have you being safe and baby being safe. And that's what we want, a safe mom and a safe baby at the end of your journey. And I think it's important that when you do come in, if you are having a hospital birth or if you are having a home birth, that you let the person who's caring for you know, I have put together birth preferences. Most midwives or doctors will ask for this, but sometimes in the busyness of the doing, sometimes it gets really busy. We forget we're human beings. Midwives may forget. But if a gentle reminder to the midwife would be, I do have birth preferences. This is what I would like. Just gently guide them to your birth preference. And I would say 9 times out of 10, they will take it on board and accommodate you. Okay? There is nothing wrong in speaking up for yourself. We, as Bumps to Yummies, want to empower you for your next pregnancy, if you've already had baby, or during this pregnancy, if you are coming up to having baby. You should be empowered. Speak up. You have a voice. Use your voice, okay? Because this is your body, your baby, your experience. The midwives will be with you for a very short period, but this experience lives on forever in your memory, and you have baby with you. And what we don't want is any negative feelings towards your babies, because that can develop out of having a birth experience that isn't the best or isn't as you had envisioned it, without any sort of scope for discussion. Okay, so feel free, feel empowered to speak up. Use your voice.
Thank you so much. I'm just literally doing, because speaking from experience, obviously, as a new woman pregnant, your first pregnancy, and then you go through the different stages of pregnancy and motherhood, you become confident as you go along.
Yeah.
I quite remember I was very naive, very quiet. You know, I'd go for my first pregnancy, I'll go there, sit there quietly, get everything spoken to me. I'll come home and I'll feel like, my goodness, I can't even remember what was said to me. And then they'll say that, oh, refer back to your notes. And then you go back to your notes, and then there's some words in there that you're reading and you're thinking, my God, I don't understand this. Who do I go into? And I think Bumps to Yummies came in looking at our experiences from our shared experiences for me and you. So what we've experienced as we've gone through motherhood, through pregnancy and then motherhood, we thought that these are some of the gaps that we've literally identified. And that's why we brought up this Bumps to Yummy, so that we're there to empower women, as Jenise said, for you to, literally speak up. Not just because there's your first pregnancy, you just have to sit there for everything to be spoken to you, but you need to be involved. And then also as an expert advice, because of our experience and because of our background, we're able to help you with a wealth of knowledge. And then also creating a community where you will have the support of new mothers, because one size does not fit all. Jenise's experience will be different from mine, even though we're really close. So the more we share, we will be able to learn from other mothers as well. And I think go on, were you going to say something?
Say exactly. And I think, like Mary said, so when I had my first baby, I was already a midwife for several years. And I think what I took out of that experience going forward for when I came back after my maternity leave is that for every woman who I saw, every woman who I booked, I said, listen, these notes are yours. What we write in here is about you. You have the right to go through and question, read what is written about you. If there's anything incorrect, anything you don't understand, and quite rightly, Mary, we use as professionals, sometimes we use a lot of jargon. And so moms are not able to understand what we're talking about. In the heat of the moment, at the actual appointment, they might, but then take it away. A week later, they're going through, they have no idea what this abbreviation stood for. What were we saying? And so I said to my moms, go back through your notes, read what is written. If there's anything incorrect, if there's an error, if there's something you don't understand, make a note, because pregnancy hormones are real. You will forget things. Right.
Postnatal hormones as well.
That's why they're very
Oh my
real.
God. Some of the things that
Down. Make a note, attach it to your notes, and you have the right to ask your care provider when this was said or when this is written, what exactly does that mean? What are you saying? Because I don't understand. There is nothing to take away from you as a person saying, I don't understand. Because even in practice, there are things that I don't understand, and I put my hand up. I don't need to know everything, but I need to be able to bring my question to the table and have it addressed, bring my concern to the table, have it addressed, say, I do not understand. I recognize my limitations. I need you to help me. So never be afraid of doing that. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you. But if obviously we're here to support anyway. So if you're a new mother and then you're based in the east of London, just get in touch. So the next I think moving on to the next question is how one's birth and experience left them. I can say a whole lot, but I'm not going to share it here. It's it was, yeah, but I think I shared it with you, Jenise, and yeah, some of our colleagues. But as a mother who's recently had a baby, or had a baby a couple of years ago, how did your birthing experience leave you? And I'll pose that question to you, Jenise, because I'm still checking if there's any questions coming through. So what would be the expectation, as you go into the hospital to get care?
Yeah. The standard is that, we get pregnant, we have an antenatal period, and then we come up to labor and birth. And labor and birth is normally at around 37, 38, 39, 40 weeks at the end, a due date. We tend to labor and birth then. And I think reflecting on it as a mom, and I will say a mom of two, however, I have one live child, there are times that women will labor and birth quite early on. And for clinicians, we may refer to that as a pregnancy loss or late pregnancy loss, especially if you were to have baby from 18 weeks gestation, maybe up to 22, 23 weeks. Okay. Babies at that gestation don't always survive, but it doesn't mean that you're not a mom, because you were pregnant and you did go through a birthing experience. And that experience will be very different to the experience at term, so between 37 to 40 weeks, with a live baby who you can take home. And so, speaking from having a labor and birth where I didn't take a baby home, you remember everything more so than at a later gestation, of what was done, what was said, how the clinician made you feel, what they did for your baby. Whether we used the term baby or did we use the term fetus, makes it very impersonal. And I think sometimes we get a lot of doom and gloom, but there's certain things, certain actions that can be done at a very early gestation that will leave you feeling better within yourself, feeling that I was cared for, I was listened to, my baby was respected and cared for. So the simple act of wrapping the baby, referring to baby as baby and not fetus, asking you, did you have a name for baby? Because, sometimes at 5 weeks, 6 weeks, the minute we know we're pregnant, okay, yes, if it's a boy, these are the names. If it's a girl, these will be the names. Or you might have a little pet name for baby, like Bubba or Bump, at a very early gestation. So if you had a name for your baby, asking you, did you have a name for baby? Or, did you used to call baby a certain name? Because then referring to your baby by this name does a lot for your mental health. It acknowledges, yes, I was pregnant. Yes, I was going to have a baby to take home with me, because I'm sure you'd have been planning what schools they would be going to, sometimes what universities they'd be going to, who their friends would be, what trips you would have together, going to the park, what you would be doing. Although it didn't turn out that way, what can be done around the time of birth for this little one lasts with you for a lifetime. Whether they offer to take pictures for you, whether they took footprints or handprints, if baby was grown enough, whether you were offered a memory box. Because as you go through the years, as you go through the first initial months and days and hours, you will go back to this memory box. You will look back at it. You'll remember times and places of when you were pregnant with this little one, where you went, who you visited, and those memories will help with the healing process. And so it's just remembering, regardless of the gestation at which you labor and birth, you are a mommy. You did have a baby. Okay. Now, if we go forward to having a baby at term, again, is Did they acknowledge my relatives, my supporters, the individuals who came with me, if you had these individuals with you when you came into labor and birth? Were they acknowledged? What did I feel taken care of? Did my family feel like as if they were taken care of and I was taken care of? Did I get offered pain relief? Did I get offered the pain relief that I wanted? Did the clinicians speak to me with kindness and with compassion? Even if they were busy and rushed off their feet, when they came to me, did they then portray that exhaustion or that energy onto me? Or did they take me as an individual? Did they, make me aware of what was happening? But for this time, I was their focus. Was my baby their focus when they were with me? Did they read through my notes? Did they know my history? Did they look at me as an individual? Did they offer me skin to skin with my baby? Did they offer me, if everything was well, a physiological third stage? Did they ask me what I wanted? Or did they read what I had written that I wanted? That's where I'll hand over to you, Mary, for your experience.
Thanks so much for sharing. I'm just looking at the film to see if there's any comments coming in. So my God, my experience. So all that I'll say is, I think as I've gone through various pregnancies and postnatal period, it's gotten better, even though the first one was an amazing experience. My first ever, even though I didn't understand. At that time, I was a renal nurse. Um, Even though at that stage, some of the words, as I've said, I didn't understand them because it was a whole new thing for me at the time. But as the years have gone past, the experiences have been better and better and better. But there have been certain aspects, especially my last one, just postnatally, that was where I got the issue from, and I thought, my good, wow, this is just an eye opener. And for me, being a midwife and going through that, even though I knew how the women go through, but for me to experience it, like, having diabetes, I've never had diabetes in my life, but all the time that I was being told was due to maternal age because I'm over 40. My God, it was just a whole different. I thought that I had everything sussed out, but the last pregnancy was just different. When they say that every pregnancy is different and every child is different, this was one of the pregnancies and births that I had that it was just incomparable to the other three. And as I said, everything had been good, but there would be like pockets. But my last experience was just the postnatal period that I had the major issue. But as Jenise said, you need to speak up. And some people, for us, it's the experience. Once you go through the different experiences, you become very vocal. Others, they know what they want, and that is what we encourage when you go. It's a partnership with a healthcare professional. You're not there to be spoken to or spoken at. You're there to understand. You're there to, make decisions for them to give you that informed, evidence-based statistics, evidence information for you to make, for them to support you to make the best decision for you for your labor, birth, pregnancy, even postnatal period. But what I would say is going open-minded. I have a lot of people surrounding me. I have all the sisters that have experienced it. I have a mother, their experiences are different and they will advise you on certain things. When the baby cries, just leave the baby to cry. But then I've learned that you need to listen. The baby had been in the womb for 9 months. A newborn baby, you can't just leave a newborn baby to just cry. They need to learn. Learn what? So for me, every time that the baby cries, there is a reason why they're crying. Is it that they're too warm, they're wet, they need a feed, they need a cuddle? Jenny just touched on skin to skin. All these things you need to, but if you have family members or even friends surrounding you that think when the baby cries, you need to leave the baby because the baby needs to learn for later down the line, like 6, 9 months when they start nursery, it's a bit, it's not easy. It's not easy for a mother to just sit there to watch a baby crying. It's not at all. And if you're under those pressures, you as the mother, you start having all these, anxieties. You start having all these issues. Am I not being the best mom? Am I not being, because people are telling me this and I'm not listening. But you know what's best for you and your family and that baby. You need to do the best that you can for that child. We don't want you to be in a state of stress, because that in itself, listen, having a baby, even a fourth one, it's not easy, you know. So you need to find your rhythm with the child. And I hope that the people, your supportive network or your tribe would be able to see what you need so that they can support you, rather than just going out and coming back with advice that are not even evidence-based and, making you stressed. No, no. It gets to a time that you might even be seen as being rude, and, you don't listen to anything. But listen, just find your rhythm, find a safer space, find a place in yourself where you think that it would be of benefit, a positive benefit to you and the baby. Because some of these advices are just the what's the word? My God, I can't even find a word for it. It's damning. That's what I'll say. But not too much on, we're not focusing too much on ourselves, but we're just sharing our experiences as well, as we go along, and hopefully you will learn from it. As I've said, there have been a greater positive experience I've had, but a few negative ones, which I was able to obviously feedback, so that they will be able to improve on it for the next mother that will come through their service, their maternity services. So the I think the third one is how were you involved in your care? Was your partner or chosen family members involved as well?
So I think like Mary has said already, it is a partnership. You don't have things done to you. Never have anything done to you. You should always be asked for your consent. There should always be a discussion. It's your body, your pregnancy. Always remember that. The clinicians will provide, hopefully, evidence-based advice, and then it will be for you to assimilate that, think of what's best for you and your baby in your situation, and then a plan made with you involved so that it is person-centered. It should be individualized to you. There are certain things that we would say, really, your body, you need to say. There's some appointments that you would probably be asked to be seen on your own for the first 10 to 15 minutes. That's fine. Remember, you are the author of your life story. You are autonomous. You don't have things done to you. It's done for the best for your health and your baby's health. Never ever feel pressurized into doing something. If you need time to think, you might need to call your tribe, call your family, get different viewpoints, and then come to your decision. You have that time. I would say only if it's a life and death situation for baby or for you, then fine. Every second counts. But where time will allow for there to be research done, for advice to be sought, take that time.
Thank you. I just want to go back quickly on one thing that I didn't say is we do the Bumps to Yummies events. We do some online, and then we have in-person events, and it takes place at Cannon Town Library at the moment. We're looking for other venues. So if you're here, there's any venue owner, or if anyone knows of any venue owners in East London, please let us know. We had I think 2 weeks ago, was it when we had the Relax and Unwind, or 4 weeks ago? So every 2 weeks we have an event. And then we had a relax and unwind session. And if you don't know, Denise is also a Swedish, masseuse. I
Yes.
said it right? So we had a massage and a mother. We had a volunteer who was able to look after her baby. Had a beauty therapist, skin care and then advice and things like that. And then at the end of it, you get a freebie. So there were 5 free things that you could pick. And it was the feedback had been amazing as well. So in the new year, we will be more at Canning Town Library. But as I've said, we're looking for other locations because we know that mothers wouldn't some of them wouldn't be able to commute to Canning Town Library, but closer to Stratford area or I think Custom House and down Newham Library, Town Centre side. Yeah. So if you're here, even if it's not for you, please do share. There will definitely be someone in your community, a colleague, a friend that's pregnant or, planning for a baby, anything at all, please signpost them to our page. We have open arms, we don't say that, well, you don't live here because you don't live under this borough or whatever. We're here to just provide you with expert advice and guidance as well. And then also creating a community, safer community. And then the community that we're creating, it's for you to come and share. There's no judgment, whatever you do, we will be able to support you for you to take the necessary steps to achieving what you need to achieve for you and baby. So, Jenise, as a last word, what would you have for, let me use myself, a mother that's 4-time mother, 4-time, what, 3 months postnatal? What advice? Because I think some women think that, oh, I've seen I'm being pregnant, I've gone through pregnancy, I've had the baby, now I'm with the health visiting team, I've had my 6 weeks postnatal check. Then what? Like, what else do I need to do? Do you have any advice for someone like me?
I would say be kind to yourself. Take time with yourself. Okay. Eat well. Make sure you're taking your vitamins. Get your exercise in daily, if not at least weekly. Although it's winter now where we are, if you can, you wrap up warm, you go out, have a walk, clear your mind. Okay. Make sure there's time for you on your own, time for you with baby. Also look after your relationship, time with hubby, and then family time. Planning is good. Being spontaneous is also good. Make sure if you're not ready for baby number 5, we are using contraceptives. I mean, as a midwife, I have to say that I always promote time with the current baby, at least 2 years. Have a good 2 years with baby. If you're breastfeeding, look after yourself. If you're formula feeding, look after yourself. Please, please, please find an activity that relaxes you on your own, because if you don't look after number one cannot look after anyone else.
Thank you very much. And I think what I'll add to it is delegate.
Yes.
Just delegate. I was the woman that's like, I can do everything by myself. I don't need anyone. But now ask me where baby is.
Where is baby?
Fed with sisters.
Yes.
You see, previously I wouldn't even ask my son to even hold Kimura or no, I'll do it by myself. But now I've learned to delegate, to let go. It's not, what would be a benefit to me if I'm coming across as the go-getter, oh, she does everything by herself. But this one, I've learned to just delegate. I come in, what does he need? He needs bathing, does he need changing? Kimura even changes him. I've taught him. So they get on, and then now they're having their sibling time. So I don't go in there to even disturb them. And then when they think that they're done, then that's when they call me or that mommy or daddy's come and get to come and get Warren. And for him, he enjoys it because Wilkime will be standing there dancing and making all these faces and he's lying there giggling. But it's just learn to delegate and let go. But now I've brought them up like that. They know, they expect it. Obviously, I need to have me time with them as individually, which I do. So they love some certain TV programs, even though I don't like them because, but I have to spend those times with them. And it's not like a 2 hours or even an hour, sometimes even 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And that is it. They're just out of your room or they're out of your space. So what I've learned is delegate. Because once you do that, my mental well-being and everything is just on the spot. Yeah. So thank you so, so much. Don't forget to follow Bamsi Yummies. I will put the links at the top of this video, at the top of this live. I wasn't able to put it on, and we do apologize for being late. We had technical issues, and we had another one that I can share here. But anyway, thank you so much, Jenise, for joining us, and more to come. So in 2 weeks' time, I think we do have another event. I'm not sure. I can't remember it offhand because we haven't decided exactly. We are mindful that it's December and holidays are coming around. What would be of benefit for us to do now? But in-person ones, please go to our Eventbrite page, which is same as Bumps to Yummies. So across the social media, except Twitter, it's Bumps to Yummies, CIC or Bumps to Yummies. Please do follow us and connect us with moms that would need support and a community, a safer community. All right. Have a great afternoon in wherever you are. And thank you so much, Jenise.